me something. Ooh, we are live, bitch. I try, but I can't hide it. Ooh, you dancing real close. Is that how the song goes? You making it hard for me. Baby,
Hey,
well, I don't even know the lyrics of the song, dog. That's all I
he came on my song. He came on there deep as a bitch too.
No, nobody know what that nigga was saying in that part of the song.
Hey, all he knew was he was in his bag in the studio.
Oh God, he got right on all bullshit, dog. He probably slid in there too with them little willies on.
My soul, nigga was in the studio with no shoes on and shit.
That was that guy, bro. He pulled up to the studio. They were just having a good time. Like, come in, bro. Sitting up, bro.
Baby, head ass. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Unlabeled the podcast. I'm your illustrious host, Jerome Williams. I got my good friend Montre Brown in the building this week. How you feeling, brother?
Oh, I'm blessed, man. You know, just blessed, man. Praise be to He.
All right. Praise be to He. Why? He's just praising He. Who is He? Who is He, bro?
If you don't know who He is, you need to get you some He.
All right. Well, my brother's on all bullshit for our first podcast of Black History Month. So, hey, fuck them YouTube algorithms because I'm on all bullshit today as well.
Hey. So I'm sorry too when I said praise be to He. We're talking about Black Jesus,
Black
not
Jesus,
white
yeah, not white Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
As long as we got an understanding.
Yeah.
I also got my good friend Kyrie.
Not the surfer Jesus.
All right. I also have my good friend Kyrie Greer in the building. How are you feeling this week, brother?
With a brick, half a brick, whole brick.
Hey,
fucking bitch, put some dick in her kid name.
All right. So apparently he's in a good mood as well. Happy Black History Month, listeners.
We unapologetic this month.
Unapologetically Black this month. I got my good. I got my good friend Kendall is not here. I was about to introduce you, brother. That's how you know we miss you on this podcast. Kendall unfortunately couldn't make it today. He was out of town this last week, and so now he has to wash several pair of underwear for some reason. Like, you're an adult. Just go buy a new pair.
God. Hey, first off, where did my socks
and
underwear
that's why
every time you wash a pair?
That's why he's not on here.
Yeah, because he had to do laundry. That's the real reason why he ain't out here, y'all.
I understand.
I'm from the red when I get to the group chat.
I understand.
You know I had to get up. But listen, man, I'm on all bullshit today. Still no alcohol since December 13th, but I'm having a Topo Chico, and it's an unusually small one today, but still the glass bottle.
You just unusually big.
Hey, bro, stop. You ain't got to talk about me like this in front of all these good listeners out here. You ain't got to talk about me like this.
Hey, I talk to you every day, and I know you ain't drinking nothing since December 13th. I think you cap.
No, Captain Bro. Listen, I got about this, but look, do you see my what you call it? What's the thing called right there? You know what I'm talking about? The whiskey decanter. My decanter right there behind me is completely empty. Now, right there next to that bag, I have a bottle of Woodford Reserve, you know, our famous whiskey, and it's at the same place it's been since December 13th. I'm not capping, bro. No alcohol since December 13th.
Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you, bro. Clarity, brother. Listen, I told you, new vibrations for the year 2022. Plus, you know, trying to got some health goals. You know what I'm saying? So
that's dope, bro. No, that's very, very dope, bro. I actually haven't had a drink in 15 seconds.
I'm just gonna sip my Topo Chico because my trailer.
It's busy. Look at that.
It's a Topo Chico, brother. It's all I need. It's the regular one too, because y'all know I've been staying hydrated out here. I'm blessed and highly favored. You feel me?
My soul.
Man, what kind of mood am I in today? Y'all got me kind of a geek for Black History Month, man. And we got to talk about this bum Joe Rogan.
Yes, absolutely.
But you know what? Let me give a disclaimer before we even start. Our intention on this podcast is always to we strive for accuracy on this podcast, and we also try to be a little provocative and entertaining as well, but more so than anything, we try to strive for accuracy and not to slander anybody. So everything that we're gonna say, if it's not facts, it's gonna be alleged because we're not here to slander anybody. But with all that being said,
he's not here to slander.
Yeah. Trey's here for all the bullshit. So if y'all want, so if anybody have lawsuits, they can direct them directly to Trey. not not Unlabeled.
That's right.
Right, not Unlabeled LLC.
Monterey Brown, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, not an Unlabeled LLC. And one more person called me during this podcast. All right, but this. Let me set the mood right quick, y'all. I'm sorry. YouTube algorithm. Boy, was ESTG smoking that shit. He was not playing around at all. And y'all already know. Y'all already know what type of podcast it's gonna be when I start in these type of moods. Hold on, I ain't done yet all either. So let me go ahead. Listen, man. If y'all ain't already aware, Yo Gotti got album of the year. I'm calling it right now, and it's only February. This album,
I keep hearing about that too.
Yeah. Listen, bro, that's off that. That's called Bad Behavior off that new Yo Gotti, bro. Listen, insane hip hop album, bro.
Fire,
bro.
Yeah, my nigga just texted me. He listening to the podcast. He said, "I'm over here jigging like a
yeah. Hey, shout out to your nigga that just texted you too, by the way. Hey, listen, bro. That Gotti is not fucking around. So if y'all like that, definitely go check out Yo Gotti new album. It's a 2-part album as well. It's a little weird because when you first search it, they got the B-side listed first, and it's actually a 2-part album. So you got to go to if you go to the deluxe copy, then they have it in the right order. But when you search just the regular album, it has the B-side first, so just let you know you listen to it in a different order. But but man, on to this hey, what's going on, Charmaine? Yeah, I'm glad you finally caught us live. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm in the chat over here. I'm giving shout outs. But shout out to Charmaine. Shout out to, is that how you pronounce that last name? Is that Kier? I don't know even know how you pronounce that. Another one, Kier. Shout out to Kier as well, man, for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. Dang, what's I about to say? Okay, I don't know if y'all haven't been checking out our pod, man, on the audio side, not YouTube. What we're doing every day, we're posting Black History facts. So when somebody who's inspired us throughout our journey as Black Americans, we're actually doing a episode each day this month. We already on day 6 right now, or day 7, I believe. And today I think we did Angela Davis. But yeah, go check that out on the audio side. It's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much everywhere y'all can listen to. And if y'all haven't already, if y'all in the chat, go ahead and hit the like button, comment, share. Just stay engaged. We'll engage with y'all throughout our podcast whenever we get a chance to. Now we can start off with our first topic. Whoopi Goldberg. I wasn't starting off with Joe Rogan. I don't know why I did that in the wrong order, but the Whoopi Goldberg topic came up this week. If y'all are not aware, she had made some remarks about the Holocaust and how she didn't deem it to be a racist event, or said it wasn't about race. And then she received a bunch of attacks saying that she was anti-Semitic and all this other stuff. Did y'all hear about that, Kyrie, Trey? Y'all heard about that?
Yeah, I did. I heard about it a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Okay. How did y'all feel when y'all saw the backlash from her comments? I want to get I want to get y'all opinions first, and then I'll give my take.
So I think that the backlash was well deserved, right? Because again, she said it sounded like she had been sitting on that comment for a while. She said it wasn't about race, it was about man's inhumanity to man. And while I think she had a point on that section, you kind of went flagrant with it when you said it wasn't about race, because it is indeed about race. That was the whole thing. It was about race. You know what I'm saying? So I think she could have, if she left that part in and she still said what she said, I think it would have been fine. If she left the part in that it was about race and she said what she said, I think it would have been fine on that aspect. Mm-hmm. But I think the comments itself were insensitive to the families that experienced that type of stuff. So that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Okay. Trey, how did you feel about Whoopi Goldberg's comments?
I actually agree with Kyrie.
Oh shit!
And really, bro, it's just us as Americans, we just look at a lot of shit different. Like, Americans really do look at, oh, they Jewish, they're, just a regular American white guy. Oh, he's white. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But overseas, they do not look at it like that. Mm-hmm. They have a totally different way of thinking, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we look at it like that. You know what I mean? That's kind of why she was wrong for saying that, because I do get what she meant by that, because that's how that's how we treat people here, bro. We are all racist, bro. America is the most racist place in the world. You get what I'm saying? Other countries, they look at it differently, bro. Like, you can't, even here in America, bro, I dare you, call an Italian dude white. You know what I'm saying? A real 100% Italian, bro. He'll look at you like you called him a nigga. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Seriously, bro. Like, so you got to understand that some of these people that ain't from America and stuff like that, bro, they look at this shit totally different than how we look at things. You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, but I agree with Kyrie though.
Yeah, I agree with y'all. I think she should have definitely issued an apology. That's where it pretty much starts and ends with me on that side of her issuing an apology. The issue I had with it is her remarks were very ignorant to what y'all speaking to. They because what most people don't understand is anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is any stereotype that pretty much says that Jews are responsible for X, Y, and Z. And the thing about anti-Semitism is the Jewish people, the Jewish culture, they have a community and they have a culture. So whenever they deem something anti-Semitic, it's an immediate backlash. And anti-Semitism is actually what started the Holocaust. So you have to be very, very careful when you speak about Jewish people and their culture, and you have to tread really, really lightly. And that's why I'm choosing my words really carefully. They don't like they can cancel me. I really don't care. But you really have to choose your words very wisely. And for Whoopi Goldberg, one of our elders, I think when she realized that she was wrong when she said about her views of race, her issuing an apology just shows a certain level of decorum that she has. So I do agree with the apology because she was wrong. And when you're wrong, I think you should apologize. You know what I mean? Now, whether people accept it or not, it's totally up to them. One thing I didn't like, though, was the fact that after she apologized, they suspended her. I didn't think once she said that she was wrong and issued her apology, I think it should have just been. I think it should have been done right there. So she's been threatening that she's been saying that she's has intentions on quitting, which I think she should, because I think once Whoopi is off the View, I don't really think it's no replacing her. I think that show is done. So I'm pretty sure she got a long enough bag to where she can go ahead and give it up now. So
most definitely, yeah. But I agree with that part. Like, I don't think they should have got rid of her, suspended her after she apologized. Like, I don't think her intentions, like when people make comments like that, their intentions are to never cause harm or like slander.
Right.
She apologized for it, and I think it should have just been left at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just did this whole thing. Was it almost 2 years ago when Nick Cannon lost Wild Out because of his remarks on his podcast that they deemed anti-Semitic. So I did a deep dive on it to actually figure out what was deemed anti-Semitic, and y'all can go back and listen to that episode. It's from a couple years ago if y'all don't mind. It's on the audio side. We don't have it on YouTube, but like I said, you have to kind of be educated before you make remarks about that community, and that's one thing. That's one thing I love about the Jewish community is the way they stick together, unlike us. And it's a couple of reasons for that. So I'm not just looking down on black people and thinking and saying, oh well, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? Like, black people don't come together and we don't support them. So I'm not saying that because there are reasons why, but I definitely think we need to do a better job as a community. As far as sticking together, we can definitely learn something from this, but that also starts with culture. Not too long ago, and did y'all have anything else to add about Whoopi Goldberg before I move on?
Nah, that was pretty much it. That was my whole thoughts encompassed. I think we hit that pretty well though.
Okay, yeah, this brings me to my next thing, Joe Rogan. And his remarks. So, you want to take it from the top on what's going on here, just so we can inform our listeners. I mean, this is probably the biggest story in the nation right now. I don't think we really need a complete rehash, but we can paraphrase. Kyrie, I'll let you take that if you don't mind, sir.
Yeah, so essentially, if you guys don't know, there's been some heat around Joe Rogan. He's getting some flack about some of the comments that he said on some episodes of his podcast where he used the N-word, or he had people on his podcast using the N-word. So right now, everybody's kind of mad about that. The podcast, what was it, a couple of years ago, Rome, that it happened?
He's. I mean, it's been. You talking about the N-word or the Jordan Peterson one? Is that the vaccine?
Both of them, really.
Okay, so the Jordan Peterson one was recent, the one with the vaccine misinformation, because that's pretty much where it started at. Now the N-word, he said it, Spotify,
like 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been used the N-word. But like I said, Spotify pulled over 110 of his episodes where he was using the N-word. So I don't know if he gets that much of a pass, but continue.
He definitely don't get a pass on that, right? So anyway, he came out with an apology video, and he caught some support from some different celebrities. They since then backtracked, like Andrew Yang. At first, he said, "Oh yeah, he's not racist." They made Andrew Yang backtrack. The Rock showed support. They pulled some dirt up from The Rock as well when he was talking about a good apology, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. But, at the end of the day, where it is now, Joe Rogan knows better than what he did with that situation. As a white male, it's not a word that you say that people will allow you to say, and you could kind of get away with it. But I kind of have my ideals on why all this resurfaced as well. But what do y'all kind of think on the situation so far?
Well, my opinion is, go ahead, Trey.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say he's equivalent to, those white people that say, well, they say it, why can't I?
And it was kind of that type of vibe.
Literally, bro, that's the vibe that he gave off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they say it. It shit, you know what I mean? Like, he's racist. But, and it's not even it's not allegedly.
And like, the clip the clip that I saw, he's just like, oh, well, they say Guido, and they say this, and nobody makes a big deal, but the N-word is just kind of untouchable. And I think for Joe Rogan, I think he's gotten to a spot where he kind of feels like he's untouchable. And he can have that type of power to say those types of things and nothing's going to happen to him. I think that's where that's coming from in that place. But again, you have a responsibility and better, You
know what? I'm not gonna leave our listeners in the dark. So if y'all don't understand this clip, this is just one of the probably 20 to 30 clips I've seen circulating. Somebody did a mashup of him saying the N-word over and over again on this podcast. This is just one of the clips, and this will let you know how he toys with this. And then I'm gonna give y'all a little history on this as well.
Your intent. When you say the N-word, you're saying like, it cannot be spoken. It cannot be uttered. It is a sacred word.
Yeah.
It is a magic word. If you say it, Candyman will come.
Right.
It's very weird. It's very weird that we've ever allowed that. It's one thing, like, you could say spick. No one's going to get mad. It's not as racially charged,
Yeah.
And then there's other ones that, like, you can just get away with all day. Like Irish ones or Italian
Mick
ones.
Or Guido or...
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You can call me a Guido all day. I don't give a fuck. No one cares.
Shank is a tough one. They get very upset about
Shank's
Shank.
rough.
Yeah.
Gook. How about Gook? That's a rough one.
Oh, that's a really rough one.
Yeah, but the N-word, you won't say it. Look at you. Say it.
Nigger.
It's a charged word.
Nothing happened.
See, but your intent.
Yeah, okay, that was the end of the clip. So the thing to me about Joe Rogan using the N-word on this podcast, right? First of all, I want y'all to understand that this is a very educated man. Joe Rogan is, I believe he's like 54 now. He's in his 50s. He started his podcast 10 years ago, so he'd have been about 42 years old when he started this podcast. And listen to how he's playing with the word nigga, right? And then he compared it to all these other racial slurs, right? We are the only culture in this country that has went through what we have went through chattel slavery, having our history stripped from us and everything. People always like to play oppression Olympics, and they like to equate things like the Holocaust to the enslavement of our people. And one thing about the enslavement of African Americans or Africans, one thing about the enslavement of Africans, that lasted for over 400 years. The Holocaust was for 10 years. I want everybody to understand that. So when you hear people making these comparisons, these people know what the hell they're saying and know what they're doing. They're just trying to justify the use of them being racist. Because the Holocaust was from 1933 to 1942 at the latest, 10 to 12 years long. And Joe Rogan comes on here, a very educated white man. Jordan Peterson in the same vein, very educated white man. And they come on here and they like to play with history and they like to use play around with our words. And this is why I say us having a community, us having a culture is very important. And exactly, to was it Kier? To his point, he said he encouraged the guests to use it. right? So
yeah, that's the part that pissed me off.
Right, exactly, and that's not the first time he did it. The other time he said,
and then he laughed.
Yeah, and this is one thing I want.
He laughed hard as hell though.
Yeah, and this is one thing I want black people to understand, black men in particular, because I know we get in these circles and we started getting accepted by white friends and we allow them to say the N-word, right? We have to start checking that shit in, because white, I don't care how non-confrontational you are. If a white person, it don't matter the context or whatever. If they feel comfortable enough around you, they should never feel comfortable enough around you to use that word. We should always check that shit in. That's why these things happen, and we also, and like I said, to the point about anti-Semitism and what Jewish people do in their culture to combat this stuff is we need to start canceling these people. Like cancel them. I wouldn't say cancel, just not support them. You know what I'm saying? Because Joe Rogan, like I said, the reason he's gotten away with this is because he has quote unquote black friends, powerful black friends as well. You know what I'm saying? One thing I like that happened a few years ago. I know I'm not sure if a lot of my listeners are aware, or even y'all, but what was the one guy? Not Bill Burr. He had an HBO late night show, and he used the N-word, and he said he basically said he said he was talking to his guests, and he said, "Come on now, if this was slavery, I would be a house nigga. I wouldn't be a field nigga." And this is a white late night host. You know what I'm talking about, Kyrie?
I know exactly who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
Bill O'Reilly. No, but was it Bill? No. I can't think of this guy's name. 1 second.
Google that quote right quick, because I know exactly who you're talking about. But while you do that, I think Joe Rogan was filed for that, like 100%.
Bill Maher. It was Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
Yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, Bill Maher. Yeah, he used that. He used that word a few years ago, and Killer Mike, several Ice Cube, everybody went on his show and checked the shit out of him for using the N-word. It didn't matter the context of which he was using it, and somebody needs to do the exact same thing to Joe Rogan, because I've never really been a huge fan of Joe Rogan. I think he's just he has connections, he has a platform, and like he's probably one of the most provocative, he's unprovocative to me. He's not thought provoking, nothing. He just has good conversation.
He has good guests.
Good guests.
He has good guests on his show, and he knows how to ask really good facilitative questions. Right. That's about it. But as a white man, when you say that and you have black friends, like when do you start to process, like, how is this going to affect my relationships with these people when you just flagrantly throw it around like that, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's a responsibility that people got to think of, because we see this same cycle every day with Caucasian people who are in power. They're in certain positions and they have this racist mishap, and then now they want to apologize, but your apology is not. They don't really need it. They're saying it to save their platform. They're saying it to save their brand. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't really need it. Now, what I find funny, and I kind of talked to you about this yesterday, Jerome, is how obviously we already know there's been a lot of controversy with the Joe Rogan podcast, not only with him saying the N-word, but some things related to our current pandemic situation and people wanting his podcast to be removed. Mm-hmm. What I feel like is going on right now is I feel like black voices are being weaponized to kind of get this dude's podcast off of Spotify. And the reason that I say that is because I just find it to be perfect timing that somebody went back and they found these episodes from almost a decade ago where he said the N-word. And it's kind of like somebody pointing in a direction for black people to be like, hey, he said the N-word. Y'all should be outraged. Like, let's get his podcast. Let's get his podcast off the air. That's what I kind of feel like. I find it's just weird timing right now that this popped up.
No, 100%. You're 100% accurate. You right on point with it, because they tried to cancel him behind misinformation. But I wouldn't even say they tried to cancel it, because originally I was on the side because I would say I was on the side of the scientists who brought up the fact that he was doing misinformation, because they are doing all this work and he's spreading all this misinformation. So they did a petition. If y'all not aware of where this originally came from, they did a petition saying, hey, Spotify, come up with a policy. They didn't even saying cancel Joe Rogan. They were saying, which I love, because they weren't trying to censor him, because I believe in free speech. I just don't believe in using the N-word, and I believe that we should be outraged about that. We should have been outraged about it a long time ago.
Absolutely.
To my point, it really just started with a petition for them to get Spotify to change their policy on misinformation. They wanted them to either come out with basically like a statement before the podcast saying, "Hey, these thoughts and conversations on this podcast might not be factual." That's what they wanted them to do, come up with a statement or change their policy on it, right? And then Spotify were kind of pushing back against that. And then that's when this whole N-word stuff started circulating, and Spotify started taking down episodes, and people started withdrawing support, as you spoke to earlier, like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Andrew Yang, who was a presidential candidate a few years ago. Back to that point, that was where all this originated from. So now they're starting to point him into black people. Now he has Black Twitter's outrage, which is manufactured, in my opinion. And they always find a minority group to do their bidding. You know what I mean? If they can't get it done in one way, they're gonna find another way to get it done.
And that's exactly what I feel like this situation is. And for us as a people, like I said, I don't think black people really supported Joe Rogan anyway. Half of my friends still think Dana White is Joe Rogan. So they don't even know who this guy is anyway. So like, if you are supporting him or listening to his podcast, that's up to you. But I don't think that's our fight to get this dude's platform removed and stuff like that. I hate when we're used as a pawn or a chess piece to try to get some type of agenda accomplished for that group of people. Like, we need to be worried about our own affairs.
Yeah.
Facts. Charmaine said that people always get a pass when the stuff is geared towards us.
Yeah.
I'm trying
absolutely.
Kyrie said the way Kyrie, I'm sorry, I'm slaughtering your name, bro. It says the way this society is set up is a good relationship with black people is not valued, so he doesn't have to think about what he does and how it would affect relationships with black people, and that's a fact. Because and the reason being is because I had a conversation. I'm sorry to cut it short, but I had a conversation with a person not too long ago on Twitter about culture, and I was saying this is why we need like almost like rules and regulations or like something in the community, like I said, just on a culture level where we can come and discuss like, hey, this shouldn't happen in this area of our community. This shouldn't happen in this area, because basically, and something that we should all agree on, because our culture has been completely stripped away from us. So we basically got to start anew in this country, and we just got to be where we can all sort of agree to it. It don't have to be like just some guidelines. I ain't saying that we all got to abide by it every day, but just some guidelines, because every other minority group has a culture. The LGBT community has a culture, Jewish, Latino, Asian. We the only ones that think we can just do whatever the fuck we want to in society and just get by. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I really feel like we definitely need to get some kind of guidelines, rules, and regulations in place so we can kind of mitigate this stuff, and just some stuff to agree upon. I don't know if anybody's out there working on it, or if it's something that we need to put together, or something that we need to get a group of intellectuals on all together. Period. But something needs to shake, because we cannot continue to be the stepping stool or just like the footrest for society and culture. Man, I hate this shit, and I get outraged every time somebody tries to manipulate us as a community. You know what I'm saying? They do it with votes.
Yeah.
They do it with this, like I said, with this Joe Rogan shit, with everything. They're always trying to get weaponize our outrage, and then they pander to us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your spot, Trey, Bed Bath and Beyond with the fucking Black History Month candles. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I talked about that too. I'm like, man, y'all better not buy them candles.
The first thing
they had a shrine.
Go ahead.
They had a shrine, bro. Mm-hmm. And you know what's crazy? It was a young black lady working on Bath and Body Works, and she literally said, "Hey, how do you feel about this?" That's the first thing she said to me. I said, "This some bullshit." She said, "It is, ain't it?" Like, "No, I bullshit you not, bro." Mm-hmm. Like, that was first thing she said to me. How do you feel about this,
bro?
Like, man, it was a shrine, bro. I was like, "Damn, like, why, dog? Why, bro? Like, why?"
Bro, they got a watermelon scented candle. I kid you not. There's a watermelon scented candle.
Yeah,
Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, I think low key. I think they had that. Before the Black History Month. This little section they had. But one thing was, Trey, you was in Bed Bath and Beyond. Is it Bed Bath and Beyond? Am I saying the right place? Store?
Bath and Body Works.
Oh, Bath and Body Works. Okay, so you was in there when you saw the stand, because you was in the mall. And I asked you, I said, bro, I said, are those candles from black creators? Remember I asked you that, and you was like, "Nah, this is something that they came up with." You know what I'm saying? And I was even more offended because at least Target has the wherewithal to put black creators in the forefront. So when you go, Target here in Austin, when I walked in there, they have the first section when you walk in for Black History Month is all black owned products by black creators, black books, black birthday cards, or what do you call them? Greeting cards, gift cards, whatever you want to call them. Purses, all type of stuff by black creators and black owned businesses. And they were selling this in Target, which Target has been known for that because that was the first place to actually sell bevel in a brick and mortar. You know what I'm saying? Which Bevel is Tristan Thompson's company. It's the shaving company, if y'all not familiar with it, or I should call it skincare and hair care products. But they recently sold to Gillette, so I don't even really consider them black owned no more. But he still has he still has control of the company, and so he's still like an owner operator. I think Gillette just is the majority owner. But anyway, at least I don't feel like they're pandering. But all these companies, if they're creating something like Apple got the African American watch band for the Apple watches, you know what I mean? If y'all creating this product and selling it, and y'all not donating 100% of the proceeds, y'all not doing shit for our community. You know what I mean? So I don't need your lift every voice up and sing banner on your websites and shit if you're really not doing nothing in our community. And we need to start holding these corporations and these people responsible for this stuff. Because like I said,
we need to hold our dollars, bro. Stop spending money on that. They don't care about y'all.
Right.
That's what I was telling Ron, bro, when I was in Bath and Body Works, bro. I'm like, bro, I was reading the sign and it was like, oh, Bath and Body Works is donating $500,000 to this cause. That's cool, but if you go in Bath and Body Works and buy 10 candles, that's $500,000. Thinking like, shit. You know what I mean? Like, seriously though, like you gonna make well over that with this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You gonna make well over that, bro. Like, so, like, yeah, man.
Yeah. But this is what, like I said, solidarity, man.
America.
Like I said, solidarity. I just did a whole podcast about Fred Hampton. And like I said, the first thing that comes to my mind when you speak to him is solidarity. And he was bringing the people together, black, white, and in between. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Rainbow Coalition was about. And I think we need to kind of get back on some of that culture-wise, man. I ain't gonna drive that home too much, but man, fuck Joe Rogan. And not for the fact that he was the cancel culture in this platform. But nah, I'm not riding with nobody saying nigga, especially not no 54-year-old white man, because you know better.
Right.
And he's way too educated.
Right.
So yeah, fuck dude. At this point, I'm never supporting this podcast again. I might even delete Spotify off my phone. And I'm sorry because this podcast is it's hosted on Anchor, and Spotify owns Anchor, but still, man, fuck dude. I can't get with that.
Yeah, the Spotify CEO, he said he's not going to pull the podcast because it's a slippery slope, and I understand that from a point of censorship. I actually just talked with Kendall about that a couple of days ago. But he did pull the episodes off, and then you had some different artists pulling their music off as a sign of protest as well. So it's definitely been some things moving in that capacity.
Man, cancel his ass before they cancel Spotify. Shit.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like Spotify. That algorithm is insane.
For y'all, cancel him. Shit, it ain't like he can give us Chocolate Factory too, because niggas ain't canceled R. Kelly and shit, bro. I hate everybody, bro. So it ain't like he can go. He can't go diamond. Cancel him. Shit.
Ignorant as hell, man.
And listen, bro. What though, bro? I swear to God, our people, bro, they still listen to R. Kelly, bro. Trust me.
They gotta stop that, man.
They do it alone at the crib too.
The Boondocks called it out. The Boondocks tried to tell us, dog.
Called it out, bro. Yeah. Yeah. The Simpsons ain't the only one predicting the future, bro. Boondocks they was predicting that shit, bro. I'm telling you, dog. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if y'all familiar with this next story. Did y'all hear about Amir Locke?
Absolutely. Yeah, I did hear about that story.
It's pretty tragic, man. I'm not sure if y'all familiar. Minneapolis, yet again, same place where George Floyd was killed. Amir Locke, a 22-year-old black man, was just shot at 6:45 a.m. on February 2nd, while SWAT team members of the Minneapolis Police Department were conducting a no-knock warrant on a 7th-floor apartment in the building of the South Marquette Avenue near South 12th Street. According to local Fox affiliate, St. Paul police requested a search warrant as a part of an open murder investigation. The Minneapolis Star Tribune reported Locke was not named in the warrant. And I believe he was only 16. Did I say his age? 22. I'm sorry, 22.
22.
Yeah. So he was at his cousin's house when they issued the no knock warrant. What's up, Keith Moss? My bad, y'all. I was looking down at the chat. It threw me off for a second. But shit, goddamn man, I made me lose my thought. Yeah, he was sleeping at his cousin's house, and he was sleeping on the gun. The police did the no knock warrant, busted in the house on him while he was asleep. He jumped up and with the gun in his hand, and they gunned him down. If y'all look at the body cam footage, I'll post a link to the article in the description of this podcast too once we finish. If y'all look at the body cam footage, man, it was completely unwarranted. Like it was no need for it at all. Pretty sad business. Like I said, here we go again. Another black man. Like I said, y'all hear me reading these Black history facts off every day, and we 6 months in, and y'all hear me talking about abolitionists and police brutality and murders and all. This is just stuff that continues to happen, and I don't even know why no knock warrants are still a thing in the wake of George Floyd. I did a podcast about a year and a half ago about the 8 that can't wait. And this was one of the things that they had on there as far as banning illegal chokeholds, banning no knock warrants. You remember that episode, Trey?
Yeah.
And and this is just extremely unfortunate, man, because like I said, this is something that just shouldn't happen at all. Like, and we kind of had the same issue. The judge who issued the warrant for wait, no, was it Derek Chauvin? Who's Derek Chauvin? Derek Chauvin, was that the guy?
Derek Chauvin was the guy that killed. Was it
George Floyd? Was it George Floyd?
No, yeah, it was George Floyd.
Okay. Now this didn't apply. I'm sorry. Forgive me, listeners. But anyway, like I said, I want to be factual, so I don't even want to go off into this because I'm not remembering correctly. But anyway, on the 8th that can't wait, I talked about a thing called exigent circumstances. These things, the illegal chokeholds and the no knock warrants, stuff like that, is something that's is supposed to be thoroughly vetted, but they don't. They can always use what's called exigent circumstance, meaning if they deem it possible, then if they deem it necessary, they can do it. So it's just pretty much mean that police are absolute. That this is why this should be banned completely. But yeah, so
even with that though, Ron, like, bro, do y'all ever go like read the rules and regulations of police, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like even with the no knock, you come in there, bro, you're supposed to say, put the weapon down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like they coming in just shooting, bro. You know what I mean? Like you don't just come in shooting first, brother. And that's what's fucked up about this shit going on. And when you got so many people that's just like, oh well, he shouldn't have. No, it ain't no he shouldn't have. Do your fucking job.
So for whoever want to make an excuse of, oh, he shouldn't have had this or he should have did that. Like, let's talk about this. Like Jerome, like you said, the no knock warrant is archaic. But the no-knock warrant is counterproductive to the Second Amendment. As an American citizen, a free American citizen, you have the right to buy a firearm. And you have the right to protect your property. Mm-hmm. When you have a no-knock warrant, especially with this kid, he wasn't even on the warrant list. He was just at his cousin's house. He has that right to own that firearm. Mm-hmm. I am a deep sleeper, much like any other people. They're deep sleepers. And this situation, the police did announce themselves, unlike the Breonna Taylor situation, another tragedy where we lost a Black person due to a no-knock warrant. This kid's just waking up. You don't know what's going on. Like, all you see is, like, you just heard somebody come in your house, they're yelling at you. And if you got a firearm, your first instinct is to protect yourself because that is your Second Amendment right. We have all these laws to protect the Second Amendment right, all these laws for you to be able to own a firearm and be able to protect yourself. But when it comes to the instance of a no-knock warrant, it equals death. And that's not right. He shouldn't have been killed. And like you said, Trey, they didn't even tell him to put the gun down. They immediately fired. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, hearing this story, it makes my stomach sick, bro. Like, my stomach hurts because, like, we keep losing our people due to situations like this. And how many, like, so we had George Floyd that happened in the Minneapolis Police Department. Mm-hmm. And then didn't we lose I think Mike Philando Castile as well? Was that in?
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up right quick.
Yeah. But yeah, and I like, to be honest, like if we have a cop that, or somebody that's able to explain why the no-knock warrant is necessary. I haven't seen it yet because I haven't seen any cops even be able to say, like, I've seen more cops talk about we shouldn't have no-knock warrants because 9 times out of 10, they not getting what they're looking for in the first place. Unless you taking down the damn drug cartel, you don't need a no-knock warrant for regular citizens, fam.
Bro, so quick story. I remember I was like 22, maybe 21, 22. You know, I'm at a family member house. We went out the night before and we got hammered. I couldn't even make it to my house. I spent the night at his house. I don't even know what happened, bro. All I know is that I was woke up to a room full of cops, a detective, bro. He was holding a shotgun, bro, down at me. He woke me up, nudging me with his shotgun. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, seriously, though. And then all of this that's happening, bro, the climate that we in right now, I just be like, damn, I could have died, bro. Man. You know what I mean? Like, they could have just came in and killed me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just, and I never thought about that. But all of this, everything that's just going on, bro, in our society now, bro, with these unarmed black men getting killed by the police, I'm like, damn, I could have died. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, bro. Man.
So your story, that made me think about all the stories we didn't hear with no knock warrant tragedies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
before Instagram, before all of that. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Ron.
No, I was just saying to your point, Kyrie, you're right. Philando Castillo happened in Missouri, Mike Brown, and now Amir Locke, George Floyd. Like, so it's clearly an issue up there with racism and police brutality. We are Midwest kids, so we know how bad it is up there anyway. You know what I mean? We've all relocated for better. One thing that disgusted me was couple things on both sides, the liberal side and the conservative side. One thing that disgusts me is we had Black Lives Matters protesters up there advocating for violence. I didn't like that at all. I thought it lacked tact. I don't know who the young man was, but I didn't agree with him. But I felt him. I didn't agree with his sentiment, but I felt him when he was saying the reason why we got justice for George Floyd was because we burnt down the precinct, and he was actually crying out for them to do more violent acts like that. And I understand the sentiment, but like I said, I don't think that's the end all be all. I think a lot went into George Floyd. Right. I think the reason the way it was Derek Chauvin was on his neck, and him calling out for his mom. A lot went into that. He had to be a martyr on live television for us all to spark some compassion in white Americans. And I'm using the term white. I just spoke about solidarity. I want you to go back and listen to our episode "Resetting the Room" for our listeners who new here, who don't understand what I'm saying when I mean by white. It's an ideology. It's not a race or a color. White is an ideology, and I'm not going to keep explaining that, but I know we got a lot of people on the live right now. So that was one thing I didn't like on the liberal side. On the conservative side, I didn't like the fact that people pulled that same ass bullshit that they always pull, talking about we don't get enraged when shit happen in our communities. Yes, the fuck we do. Y'all just don't see it. It don't get televised. And it's almost like, oh, this black on black crime. No, you do crime. Crime happens to people that you live close to and amongst, right? So white crime
proxemics.
In proximity. It's a proximity thing. It's always been a false narrative about this black on black crime. So conservatives, y'all need to kill that fucking narrative.
Absolutely.
Like 100%, man. It's sad that y'all still using that same weak ass talking point in 2020. Because we know better than that. The facts, the stats, and the statistics say different. But yeah, man. Prayers out to Amir Locke and his family, man. I don't know if y'all, a lot of y'all who know me personally know my middle name is Amir. My son's first name is Amir, so that hit home for me. Yeah, man. Prayers and thoughts out to his family, and yeah, just keep them in y'all prayers, y'all. Another innocent life lost over some senseless shit that we can change with legislation in this country.
Yeah,
it's sad, man.
All right, let's move on to the next topic, y'all. My bad. I'm losing my voice for some reason. All right. Oh,
Topo Chico, dog.
Yeah, straight up.
Drank since December, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Shut up. I might need a little whiskey to wet my whistle. You always hated that stupid ass term, wet my whistle.
Yeah,
wet my whistle.
Yeah, I'm so glad we don't use that shit no more. That's something my grandfather used to say. Dog, like wet my whistle, dog. That
your granddaddy was a freaky.
Oh God, he was a freak.
Your granddaddy was a freaky.
The nigga had 9 kids. Of course, he was a freak. Rest in peace, grandfather. I miss you.
Hey, baby, wet my whistle.
All right.
That can mean 10 things.
All right. Pause, Trey.
Hey, Trey, I don't know what you over there. What you over there smoking, bro? A vape pen?
Look, babe, yeah.
Oh, that hoe look like a Nerf dart.
I mean, we can stop this. We can stop this episode in red. That's what it sounds like you want to do.
No, this is why.
So I think we only got one more topic left. I mean, we can just
So y'all just want to rib until, bro, I'm trying to update the screen. For some reason, this.
Now watch clean up.
I'm gonna have to change this because this is not working. I'm trying to update the topic on the screen. For some reason, it's like long as hell. It won't let me minimize it or make the font smaller.
Technology issues.
We got time.
Yeah, you're right. I'm taking my time, brother. My bad. I'm trying to get it up here. Pause. Come on.
So pause.
Yeah. Golly. All right, here we go. Listen to our.
Hey, Kier said pause in the chat.
I heard him. I see it. All right, so I'm trying to center this. Dog, this is not working with me right now. But anyway, this next story, if y'all not aware, the Olympic athletes that are in the bubble, is it in Tokyo? Let me see where this is at.
No, it's damn, I just seen it today. Is it Beijing?
I don't know where it's at. I'm racist because all I know is in Southeast Asia, but I'm naming the wrong city and everything. Well, wherever it's at, y'all can look it up. the athletes are not happy about their living conditions over here. And the first thing that came to my mind was, y'all fell for this shit again? Because weren't they just mad about this during the last Olympics when they did the bubble?
Right. Yeah, I think they was. Yeah.
And the first thought that came to my mind, if I'm inviting you to my country to compete against my athletes, right? And you think I'm gonna have you in the best living conditions, nigga? You about to go through hell. That's like,
on my soul, you not finna get accommodated. NBA away locker rooms still be trash.
Oh God, that's what I'm saying. Like, fam, like you're not about to come over here and bust me with y'all healthy ass athletes and bust our ass. Like, not at all.
Y'all finna eat what we eat.
Oh God, but no, it was one of the athletes. Let me see. I gotta pull up the story, y'all. I'm sorry. She basically was in tears on Instagram, complaining about the living condition.
Hey, listen, bro. This morning I seen they posted one of their meals, bro. Listen, it looked like a very, very low-funded public school lunch, bro. Listen, bro. It
MPS
awful,
worse.
dog. Bro, listen, Milwaukee Public School, bro. Very low funded one, like a Juno, Juno High School lunch, bro.
Yeah. Before I go into this, I didn't know a lot of people didn't know what
horrible, bro.
I didn't know a lot of people didn't know what a mock chicken leg was.
Dog,
I know. Yeah,
hey, mock chicken legs was fire at MPS, dog.
Hey, so for all the listeners down here in Texas or wherever you might be listening from, if y'all don't know what a mock chicken leg is, it is basically the equivalent of a chicken leg, chicken nugget. So let me explain. It's basically all the chicken byproducts that they take and they grind it up just like they do chicken nuggets, and they form it into a chicken leg and they bread it and they deep fry it. And
it's extra large McDonald's nugget.
right, straight up. It's in the shape of a chicken leg. That's why it's called a mock chicken leg, basically a fake chicken leg. And we used to get that in lunch with mashed potatoes and gravy. Now the shit was fire, but I had no. You didn't like mock chicken legs, Trey?
I want to eat that bullshit. The meat was great, nigga. I'm not eating no gravy.
It was great.
It was great. But first of all, fuck you, bro. I told you.
I'm not eating that, bro.
No, bro. We're not about to do this, bro. See, this is why I wish Justin or John or somebody was in the chat that went to MPS with me.
Oh, I know.
Because my chicken legs were not nasty.
I went to a private school. You had good lunches, bro.
Well, listen, we said MPS, fam.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I know. Listen, I went to MPS for a whole semester. They brought that shit out. I said, "Oh no, what's this?"
Listen,
that shit great,
bro. Listen,
bro. Open that shit up. I heard chicken, bro. Man, I cut that open. It was great.
Yeah.
Listen, dude.
You know
before McDonald's,
it was great. It was great, like the original McDonald's chicken nuggets. How they was great.
The original McDonald's before they started using the real chicken or the so-called real chicken. Yeah, the original ones, bro. Where when you bite into it, it's great. Yeah, they was using that. So I know it probably tasted good, but I won't put that in my body, bro. It's great meat.
Yeah, dog, them that's probably why them Olympic athletes, they privileged asses over there mad because they ain't never had a mock chicken leg.
So you said they over there eating mock chicken legs?
Bro, listen, when I was in my prime, nigga, I'd bust your ass off a bologna sandwich. Nigga, you come see me on the court, let me get a bologna sandwich. It's over for you.
hey, the powdered mac and cheese, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking about the Velveeta. The powdered mac and cheese, bro. I'm telling you, dog, it's horrible over there, bro.
But listen, not to make light of the situation, it is hysterical, by the way, because I'm telling you, these are pure first world problems. Kyrie, his ignorant ass, he tweeted this earlier today, 2 end pieces of bread, and said if you eat this, you when you shower, your back's still wet. So
yeah, if you eat the end pieces of bread, you get out the shower with your back still dry. You got to. It ain't no way.
Back still dry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But this is the account from one of the athletes there. Said, my stomach hurts. I'm very pale. I have huge black circles around my eyes. I want this all to end. I cry every day. I'm very tired. Russian athlete Valeria Vestinanova. I'm sorry, dog. I'm just destroyed it, man. She posted this on Instagram. She stays in the hotel designed for the quarantine athletes. It's kind of funny because it was the same issue in the bubble a few years ago. Remember LeBron and all those, and everybody was complaining about mental health issues in the bubble, which is real. Me and Kyrie been in the well, actually all three of us been in the military, so we don't really be caring too much for those thug tears, but
MREs, come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. We had some of the worst shit. So,
what was that cheese? That cheese was worse than Velveeta, sir.
Let me tell you something. Every time I was in the field training or in the field, I lost about 10, 15 pounds, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't eating that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I wasn't eating that, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, I was drinking water and eating the chocolate, the energy bar, bro. That's it.
Yeah, if I ain't get my choice of MRE, I wouldn't eat. I was trying to get chicken noodle soup.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken noodle soup. That's it, bro.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
That's it, bro. Like, after that, it's a cutoff, bro. Like, look, and you put plenty salt on that.
Hey, dog. Everybody know, dog. Like when you in the military, right? The person giving out the MRE, they always be hella shady. So if they don't like you, they try to give you the worst MRE, and the worst MRE was an omelet MRE, right?
Yes,
like
bro.
If y'all don't know what an MRE is, it stands for meal. It stands for meal ready to eat. It's basically a fucking Charmaine talking about I love MREs.
I bet you do.
Right.
You better stop it. You know that shit nasty.
Hey, constipated like a motherfucker, but no, right. It was some fire MREs, I can't lie. But basically it's
tortellini too.
Yeah, the tortellini was fire. It's basically a aluminum little vacuum sealed package, right, that you heat up with something that you pour water on to get real hot. And anyway, the omelet MRE, it was always a shady motherfucker, dog. And I remember this dude didn't like me and tried to give me the omelet MRE, dog. He almost caught the fucking fade, bro. I grabbed that omelet MRE and I hit him right in the chest with that shit. And they said, "Nigga, if you don't give me something." I did not play around with. I'm way too big to be playing around with food in the military, bro. Like not at all.
Yeah, because that omelet, that was nasty. Then they try to give it a little picante sauce. Bro, it's horrible. Bro.
Disrespectful.
It's horrible. They tossed me that in basic training, and it wasn't nothing I could do. When I'm gonna tell the drill sergeant no, bro, like I had to eat that mug.
Hey, listen, we was in field training, dog. My guy was one of the people giving them out, bro. I had him throw me like 10 chicken noodle soups, dog. I was rationing them out for the next 2 weeks, dog. I'm like, dog, but we gotta be one of these one a day. Straight up, bro. Like, yeah, bro.
Let me find out you had a rucksack full of chicken noodle soup MREs, dog.
Yes, I did. Right at the end of my bunk. Hey, listen, right at the end of my bunk, bro. I had so many chicken noodles here, bro. Hey, man. It was like, Brown, man, can we trade one?
Hell no. Trade these nuts, nigga.
If you think I'm good, nah, bro. I don't eat this shit. But hey, bro, I used to be bougie as a bitch. Hey, I swear to God, I'll be like, I'm not eating this shit. Man. Hey, bro. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, dog.
Hey, dog, Charmaine just said that Chili Mac used to be fire. Hey, she ain't lying,
Chili Mac used to crack. If you heat the cheese sauce up too,
you had low key. You had to either you had to knead that shit, bro. You had to run that package between your fingers like 75 times, or you had to fucking heat that shit up, bro, and pour it on that Chili Mac. That shit was fire, dog. You be constipated like a motherfucker.
Let me ask y'all this: Did when y'all was in field training, did y'all eat the MREs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Nah.
No, we usually got breakfast. And then we'll probably do like an MRE for lunch and dinner, or we might get dinner or something like that. But yeah, we usually always got breakfast.
Yeah, the MRE is really fulfill operations, or like when you on the forward. When you
I was asking, we only got them for lunch, so we got a hot breakfast and dinner.
Yeah.
Now I will say, when we was transitioning out of Iraq in 2011, when they sent all the cooks home, we was living off MREs for like a month, bro. And that shit was terrible. I hated that shit every day.
Yeah, I didn't go to Iraq, and I wasn't gonna go.
Hey, I ain't had no choice. Nigga, as soon as I got to Fort Hood, they said, hey, if you going to 2-5 Cav, y'all going to Iraq in June. Nigga, it was May. I was like, damn.
Leg would have been, bro. Look, hip would have went out of place. Yeah, I wasn't going.
Hey, first off, we had somebody, and I kid you not, I cannot remember his name. Jerome, you remember what the barracks used to look like at Fort Hood over there on like Clear Creek Road or whatever?
I live an hour away. I still remember that shit.
Yeah. Hey, this nigga, before we deployed, like 2 weeks before we deployed, this nigga jumped off the 3rd story of the barracks and shattered his leg so he ain't have to deploy, bro.
Montre Brown.
Hey,
listen, people they be stopping me, bro. I'll be in the airplane, but I don't think your service. All right.
Hey, listen, dog. You know what's sad about this, dog? The military is no longer a draft basis of volunteer service, and we still got motherfuckers out here doing shit like that to get out of it. Fam, you signed up for this, fam. Like, what
not only that, you joined the infantry, bro. You knew you was going, bro.
Yeah. So many good and bad memories, bro. One day I come on here and tell y'all a little bit more about Korea and all the good times I had over there. But listen, man. Yeah, I feel bad for the Olympic athletes, but it is what it is, man. Toughen up, tough break, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, you about to get a gold medal. Hopefully, you get a gold medal. You know what I'm saying? After that, you get all the endorsement deals.
They have a McDonald's everywhere. Just go get you some McDonald's, whatever.
And McDonald's over there better than it is here. It's probably healthier for you.
They probably got steak and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, dog. That Russian chick, she probably got a nigga in a tracksuit outside her room, making sure she don't eat none of that bullshit. She gonna come out here, dos vidonia.
Hey, on my soul, because them other countries, when they lose, they take it harsh. So yeah, you're probably right.
At all. But listen, man, I think that's it. That was our last topic for the night. Y'all got anything else to add? Any church announcements? I'm not gonna do Black Excellence this week, because like I said, we've been doing Black Excellence all month. So y'all can tune in to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else you get your podcasts, and listen to some of our Black History facts. Because I'm not doing.
It might not be on Spotify no more after Rome. He said he's gonna cancel his subscription. They might cancel us too and shit.
Yeah, no, I didn't say cancel subscription. I just said fuck they #1 podcaster that they paid $100 million for, and he ain't that talented.
All I gotta say is quarter brick, half a brick, whole brick. Hey,
well, listen, man. We thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, man, y'all had the live chat jumping today too, man. Like I said, please still like, subscribe, comment, share this podcast. Wherever you have to. We're trying to get this to grow, and we're trying to have a community over here. Like I said, follow us on Instagram. All that is in the about section of our of this YouTube channel. Pretty soon I'll probably do something like a Discord or maybe a Facebook group. I don't know. Facebook's kind of played out, so I'm probably gonna lean more towards Discord to kind of get y'all get some more engagement from our audience and get y'all input, because we love to shout y'all out, man. Our long-term listeners, we definitely gonna put together a little swag package for y'all. So like I said, DM us, or if y'all know somebody who put y'all on this podcast, have them send us y'all information so we can get y'all the packages, because I got some T-shirts and several other things I want to get to y'all, man, for supporting us.
Yeah,
just to show
Unlabeled, get that merch.
Yeah,
get that merch.
Yeah, NoLabelMerch.com. I believe that is in the description of this podcast as well. If you want to cop some merch, I marked a few things down. I know it's hoodie season, and don't just look at stuff at face value, because you click the thumbnail, we got different color options, all that type of stuff, so we can get y'all swagged out here, man. So Keith Kendall was he was washing his underwear this episode. He was too washing his underwear, so he couldn't tune in. He couldn't be on part of this episode today.
Kendall got on Xbox 2 hours ago. Nigga.
Yeah. I'm God. He probably playing the hell out of Halo right now. But we got to.
Kendall said, "Not today, man. I ain't got time for you."
Yeah, but he'll be back. He'll be back Sunday. We're gonna be back Sunday with another episode. I'll probably once we right now the tentative time right now for Sunday's episode is 12:30. If anything changes, y'all will see it. Y'all will get the update. Make sure y'all click that bell for our YouTube channel. And man, we appreciate each and every one of y'all. You know, we really love the love and support that y'all give us over here. But yeah, we definitely want to get y'all more active in the community. If y'all don't have anything else to add, man. Nothing else, gentlemen? We out. We will see y'all next week.
Tuning in.
Yes. We will see y'all next week. Peace. Or not next week, Sunday. This coming Sunday. Peace.